to Real Shame, and it's a special week of Real Shame because that other network this isn't a network, it's just YouTube, but or if you're listening to a podcast, then it's not even YouTube, but that other thing that does the Shark Week, we kind of cheated and we do our own Shark Week.
That's right.
In conjunction with their Shark Week, we do our own Shark Week. It has nothing to do with their Shark Week. That's trademarked.
Yeah.
This is just us watching shark movies.
We don't know who they are.
No, but that's what
we don't have
completely
cable.
ignorant. Yeah, I don't know what this is. But all this week we're watching shark movies every single. We did the same thing last year. We're doing it 2021. We're doing it 2022. Every single day this week we've got 7 shark movies. We already tackled one yesterday. Today we're tackling another shark movie. By the way, I'm Andy.
And I'm Adam.
And so Adam is going to tell us about the movie that we are going to talk about today.
All right. Sonny loves his sharks, even has some psychic connection to them. So when his shark friends are threatened, he gets mad. In Mako, Jaws of Death.
What is this? You know, you always wear that. Did you get it around here?
No, not around here. It came from the South Seas.
The South Seas. Boy, could I handle that. Where?
A place called Basilani. It's in Mindanao in the southern part of the Philippine Islands.
Man, do I love to hear those names. Tell me, did some big chief decorate you for rescuing his daughter like you did me?
No. If I tell you how I got it, though, you won't laugh at me?
Laugh? No.
It sounds a lot cooler than it is, guys. Directed by William Griffey, who also directed Live and Let Die.
He didn't direct it, but he did like just some like I think because you remember Live and Let Die, he jumps across those alligators.
Oh yeah.
I want to say William Griffey was involved in that. You know, he did some second unit
like
work
a stunt guy or
because
something
he
like
shoots everything in Florida.
Gotcha.
So yeah.
William Griffey. It was shot in Florida and it's written by Robert W. Morgan. This is a movie that came out in 1976. I've never seen this before. I've never heard of this before. Have you seen or heard of this before?
I don't think that I'd heard of it. No, I'd never seen it.
So
Stumbled on it.
Stumble upon it. You know, hey, it has Mako. It has Jaws in it. It's probably riding the Jaws train that.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
the Jaws that came out a year before this, so this is definitely like, hey, we want to make our own Jaws, and they failed miserably.
they did not. This is
spoiler, but they failed miserably.
Completely different than Jaws.
Yeah.
So I did the intro. I'm going to kick it over to you. What did you know? Obviously, you didn't know anything about Mako, but what did you think about Mako, Jaws of Death?
Yeah, I mean, I think honestly, when we were kind of looking at shark movies to do for this week, you know, there's a million, so it's pretty easy to find some. So we tried to get kind of a good grab bag, different kind of cross section. And I thought, oh, okay, you know, I saw this on some list, and I thought, okay, well, this came out right after Jaws, like a year after Jaws. So let's see how it is, right? So, it's, I mean, yeah. I hated this film. I mean, I hated it with a passion. And so here's the sad part. So this William Griffey that directed it, didn't write it, but he directed it. He is very much like a DIY filmmaker kind of guy that made a lot of exploitation movies in the 60s and the 70s. And he's still alive. He's like 92. And I read an interview with him from a couple of years ago. And he's like, I mean, again, this was print. I didn't hear an audio interview from him, but still, he seems sharp as a tack for 90 years old, and he had great stories to tell. Like it was really, really fascinating reading this interview because the guy was asking him about all these different movies and stuff, and he sounds like a heck of a lot of fun to hang out with. Unfortunately, this movie sucks. Like, I mean, for all the goodwill that he got from me just reading that interview with him, I was hoping that, you know, it would soften my view of the movie, but it does not. This movie is really, really bad. I mean, from the get-go, I see that they're trying to make a shark movie where the sharks are kind of more sympathetic because the lead guy, Richard Jekyll, I think that's how you say his last name, plays Sonny. And Sonny, like you said, In the intro, he basically has like a psychic connection to sharks. He can kind of sense. I guess he can kind of talk to them. Maybe,
is it through
right?
his necklace that he picked up?
Yeah, he's got
in
like
the
he's
Philippines
got a necklace that he got from some witch doctor kind of guy.
Yeah, who had
right?
an awesome throne.
And yeah, he does have an awesome throne. But so the sharks are his friends. He's kind of a loner, and everybody else mistreats the sharks. They exploit them. You know, he has like a scientist that wants to take a shark that's pregnant, and he wants to watch it give birth and do some tests on it or whatever. He ends up killing it. And the little shark babies, and that scene is hilarious. Like where he's like holding the dead baby shark, and he's like no or whatever. I was like, oh my god, how can he do that and keep a straight face? I couldn't believe it. But and then there's like a club owner guy.
Because he's an actor.
Not only that, but an Oscar-nominated actor.
I love the club owner guy has his own glass around his neck.
He does. He just carries it around, like pours stuff in it and drinks it. I was like, I need that.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah, the club owner guy has his. I couldn't tell. Is that his wife? I guess it is his wife that kind of works for him. It's kind of they have weird relationship.
I think they're like
I don't know what they are.
I never got like romantic from that, but maybe I'm wrong.
Yeah, well, no, they didn't seem romantic, but I couldn't tell what they were because she kind of comes on to Sonny a few times, but it's all like pretend because she's basically trying to get him to loan them one of his sharks so that they can use it because she swims around in a tank and they're gonna have a shark back there. So he's kind of exploiting them, and then you've got. I didn't write the one guy's name down, but one of the kind of heavies is played by Harold Sakata, who was Oddjob.
I love that
in Goldfinger.
I love that they used his nickname. Like no one would know who.
Oh, in the credits, it says Harold Oddjob Sakata.
Yeah, it's right, okay.
Yeah, and apparently I wrote this down. I didn't know he was an Olympic silver medalist. Did you know that?
No.
Olympic silver medalist for, of course, weightlifting because he's a big guy. Like in the 1948 Olympics or something like that.
But you also left off that like the club owner also had like some like electrodes or some way to like make the sharks crazy.
Oh yeah, he's gonna turn up the juice. And
what he was doing with his lady in the water and all that, which is really weird too.
But I mean, so I'll kind of wrap up what I think about it and kick it over to you. But I basically thought this movie was a chore to get through. It was very amateurish.
Yeah.
Very boring, had leaden pacing. I could not wait for it to be over. Like by the time it ended, I was like, "Thank God this is over. We did our due diligence, our duty for Shark Week. I will never watch this piece of shit again."
Yeah.
So
my notes are yeesh, so slow, wolf. I think you summed it up correctly. It is. It's just there's nothing fun or redeeming about it either. It's just like it's literally just a waste. Yeah. Like the psychic connections on and the interesting thing is like even the sharks aren't killing people. It's him. He's killing people.
Yeah,
like,
he kind of sicks sharks on people.
Yeah, but he like shows up and like he kills a lot of fools.
Oh yeah, he does.
Himself,
he does kill them himself.
He gets mad at the way they're treating the sharks and he just like murders people and stuff like that. So it's just so weird. It's so. I mean. I think it only got greenlit because it's like, sharks are.
Oh, definitely. Sharks are big right now, so go for it.
And the sharks look tiny too. They're like this big. They're not like threatening or anything like at all. They're just like little baby sharks.
Well, that's true, but I will say, I think in comparison to a lot of the other movies that we're going to watch this week, at least they did use like real sharks, and they kind of got in the water with them, and you see them kind of interacting with people, whereas. I feel like a lot of the rest of the movies that we're going to watch this week, the sharks are either CGI or if they do use real sharks, it's like stock footage. Yeah. And it's like a stock footage shot, and then it cuts to like our actor, and they're never actually, something like that. So if there's any plus to this movie, which I guess there is only one, I think it would be that. But this movie still sucks horribly. I would say, honestly, and I know I'm jumping the gun here because we have not reviewed the rest of the films this week, but I would say this is the worst shark film that we've watched, including last year. Because I gave Jaws the Revenge a bomb last year. That's the only movie I gave a bomb.
Jaws the Revenge is good, man.
Jaws the Revenge is good compared to this, to me.
It's better than Sharknado.
Oh, I don't think so. Yeah. I don't think so. But I think this is even worse than Jaws the Revenge. So, obviously, I'm going to give this one a bomb.
I will say, I think this is the second worst movie we watched.
Okay.
So, there's one that we're going to talk about later this week that I think is even worse than this movie.
Oh, interesting.
And I was just like...
That should make
praying for the main characters to die.
I was praying that everybody would die in this movie because I thought it was absolutely god awful.
And didn't the credits thank like the people that filmed the sharks or something like that?
Yeah.
Like, or they made a special mention of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you. This movie has nothing redeeming. Maybe the only redeeming factor is that they shot sharks for real. But if you want to see a movie that's in the 70s where they shot sharks for real, do the James Bond movie where he's in the pool with the shark.
Mm-hmm.
Is this a real shark?
Mm-hmm.
Better movie.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah.
So this one's a hard pass.
Just about anything is better than this piece of crap.
Yeah, this movie needs to be forgotten. Sorry, buddy. William, you seem like you're a smart dude. You're sharp as tack. Hopefully you made some better movies in your life.
I don't know. Maybe. Arrow Video put out a box set a couple of years ago that has several of William Griffith's films called He Came from the Swamp. It does include Mako, The Jaws of Death, but it includes like 5 or 6 other movies. So I don't know. Buyer beware on that, I guess. Sure. If they're anything like Mako, The Jaws of Death, steer clear of that box set. Sorry, I don't know. So this didn't have a critic score on Rotten Tomatoes. Not surprisingly, I guess nobody cared about seeing it. It does have a 33% audience score, so I went ahead and just plucked the IMDb score.
Is that better than Sharknado 2?
No, I think Sharknado 2 had like 31%. Yeah.
Oh, so there's a better audience score.
Who knows how many people are weighing in here? And who knows? A lot of people, those maybe nostalgic. Maybe they saw Mako as a kid at the drive-in, and they're like, "Yeah, I love that movie." It's 4.1 out of 10 on IMDb, which seems laughably high to me.
Yeah.
It should be like 2 or
There's 1. A lot of Mako apologists on IMDb.
I think so. And weirdly enough, Leonard Maltin gives it 2.5 stars, which isn't that bad.
He's on crack.
He is. Because I think he gives Blade Runner or something like 1.5. Blade Runner's worse than Mako?
No.
Come on, bro.
No world.
Yeah, I don't get that. All right.
So I'm sure the audience knows what we're gonna rate this bad boy.
I've already jumped the gun and said, I mean, it's worse than Jaws of Revenge, which I gave a bomb. So obviously this gets a bomb, and I'm
bomb.
Yeah,
I think
sure you're gonna give it a bomb.
Did we should have done more due diligence. I wonder if we've agreed on a ranking before.
I think we did on maybe Santa Jaws last year.
Maybe.
I think we both thought that was funny.
Yeah, it was fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, this one it's not worth the time unless you, for some reason, really want to watch something that's really bad and not worth your time. And it's not the good bad. So I would say avoid this at all costs. It's a big bomb for me.
Yeah. I mean, at least with some of these shark movies, they're bad, but they're still like laughable and funny. Yeah. This just isn't any fun.
No.
Yeah.
It's trying to be too serious and too dour and just slow and no, bad. All right. Well, that's 2 down this week. We had Sharknado Monday. We had Mako Jaws of Death, more like Watch of Death on this one. Stay tuned tomorrow for our 3rd installment for this large fin predator that lives in the water week. We'll see you soon, guys. Have a good one. Bye.